difficulties again, ladies and gents. Hopefully this one works.
Fingers crossed.
Right, who have we got out on a lap? I think that is an Alpha Tauri or something. It's going to be our first car. If I can work out who it is. It's Adamski. And Chaos Drew is already out of the session. Didn't even get time to curse him this time.
Either he did it for a reason or he just didn't get...
Have we gone live this time?
All being well.
Ah, yeah, it looks like we're live. Hopefully,
Yeah,
if anybody is watching and can hear us out there, if you could just drop us a comment to let us know that you can hear us, that would be fantastic. Ah, there we go, Chaos True. We've got my collie ban. Awesome. Well, not awesome for you, but at least we know the reason. So we've got a few people out here from different tiers in the league. We have Monster and Airways, Baby Hornet. I think that's it for our reserves tonight. Oh, J Sarge is in there somewhere, I think.
Yeah, J Sarge is in there.
He's just trying to sneak in for a nice easy race. Monster, 2 tiers up. There's no qualifying for you, unfortunately. You have to do a last to first challenge.
Same goes with J Sarge, he can't qualify either.
And Baby Hornet can qualify on mediums or hards, as he's got on there. I guess he's gone for the 2 sets of softs, the medium and the hard option.
What strategy did you go for earlier, despite all the safety cars that happened in the first half of the race?
So I took my own wing off, so I went from mediums onto the hards pretty early on. And then I put some mediums back on for the lap 14 safety car. And then after I almost binned myself into another wall after missing another corner, I'd put softs onto the end. I guess the game had given up giving us safety cars because it was like 3 more crashes in the final laps and 0 safety cars.
Mind you, at least we had an easier go of things other than Elite, which was in the wet. So at least our 2 races on a expert and comp were dry.
I mean, we've all seen how much chaos it causes when we have a wet race here in Baku. We've had a few over the seasons.
Well, last time we raced here, 2 seasons ago, both, as they were called Tier 1 and Tier 2, both ended up being having some rain in some capacity. Tier 2s was all the way through, and Tier 1 was dry, then finished in the wet. So we've had rain here before.
Sure have. And here we go. The time stopped pouring in. We've got David on the mediums with a 42.8. That's a pretty good time on mediums, to be fair.
Decent banker for saying that's on medium tyres.
Sambal and Chris with 43s and 43.7 and the 43.9. Prezio? I'm not quite sure.
I think I'll probably pronounce that as
we're going to go with
Prezio.
Pretzel. Pretzel's a lot easier to say.
Pretzel. Fair enough.
That's beaten by 100th of a second. I mean, some pretty close qualifying so far then.
He's done that on softs, so for saying David did that lap on mediums is impressive, for saying he's not that far off of Pretzel as you named him on these softs.
We'll ride on board with somebody that's just an hour lap now with Adamski. Fortunately lost his teammate, so now he's got Pretzel. Let's see how the McLaren boys do this race. Ooh, Sambal with a 5-place grid.
Penalty for a legal block.
That's a new one. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Bizarre.
This game is just the gift that keeps on giving.
Only got about just over 2 months of the cycle left before we got the new one.
Yeah, I think I'll wait till we get a bit closer and they've actually released some gameplay before I consider putting an order in for 24.
Fair play. Good point.
Here we go, we've got the McLaren getting a bit of a tow down the straight as well.
Lovely tow by the Mercedes in front.
Hopefully it doesn't affect him lap. I hope maybe they're both on push laps.
I think that's the Mercedes of Sambal in front, because obviously Devil Rejects retired, so there'll be only one Mercedes, which is Sambal in front.
I tell you what though, if they're both on quali runs, Adamski's not left himself a big gap here for any mistakes.
Oh, Geke's gone, just out the castle section.
Oh, it's so easy to lose it through the castle section here.
Looks nice and tidy by Adamski at the moment, because I'm on board with actually on the T cam, and he's looking very smooth and stable through the corners.
Yeah, I mean he's doing really well, especially being so close to the car in front once we get a bit of dirty air.
That's going to be a bit off-putting with Sambal losing the car a little bit.
Ooh, almost scraping the wall through the castle section.
This ain't going to help because he's right on the gearbox of Sambal now.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Sambal maybe should have given way after he made his mistake, but guess that will be one for the steward to decide.
Well, he's moved out of the way in a bit of a silly place, if I must say.
Definitely think he might get a report there for a quali block, but only time will
He's
tell.
got five grid for it for somewhere, so that's probably not going to help matters either.
So
Devil Rejected's got a quali ban as well.
It's not going to be the best time, especially after a bit of blocking, but a 43.9 puts him up to 4th.
Not bad.
He's definitely got some more time in that McLaren, but I tell you who we are going to ride on board with just for some fun. It's Baby Hornet. As he almost spears it into the wall. Trying to do some bragging in the Discord that he's off to do some jet setting at 4 o'clock in the morning.
You never know, he might end up jet setting into a wall at some point.
I mean, it's usually the way he drives, so I put some money on it.
He's looking quite stable on these hard tyres through the castle section, so nice and tidy.
It's always frustrating when you've got to sit out quality to see you in the... Airways is retired. Oh no, he's obviously a reserve. Just taking his time. Responding to Chaos Druid in the comments. It's always frustrating when you've got to sit out of a bit of quality when you know you've got some good pace in you, but hopefully helps avoid any of the chaos at the start of a race.
Oh, Fix has gone P8 on a 44.1. So where's Baby Hornet going to drop in on the hard tyres?
I mean, it's not that bad luck for hard tyres, to be fair. He's on a 45.0.
45.0. That's not bad for saying he's on hards.
See how good he does when he puts a set of mediums on.
As Triz does a 42.8 to take provisional pole. Triz, one of the top end drivers in this tier, getting some good run of results, and I think he's currently top of the championship at the moment, Triz, so
couldn't cut it any closer between the top three though. A 42.81, a 42.85 and a 42.86.
Yeah. Mind you could park a bus in that gap.
I mean, I don't know what size buses you're driving, but I'd like to see you try. I'll tell you what, riding board with someone else. We've got Mutz Nuts here on an outlap. Pretzel's gone on an outlap as well. Not sure how long's left of the session, but he's gone out fairly early, to be fair. 6 minutes left.
Wonder if he's on the same set of softs as before, because if you're going out that early, you don't want to be using too many sets of soft tyres up, especially...
Gonna say it's the new set, because it says 0 laps.
That dreaded word that we dare say ends up... no, the other one.
Walls.
No, the other one.
Hodgson?
No, that's a shout. No, I ribbed him enough on Monday, so I ain't going to do that again.
I mean, I think a nice like wet to dry race for these guys would be pretty fun.
Yeah, at least some change in weather instead of it being all the way through. Get the brains working on strategy.
Oh, probably Monsters in the comments saying you're in trouble with Hodgie.
He'll be alright.
We've got Muttnuts improving by 0.7 of a second. So what lap time are we going to see from the Aston Martin?
I'm just keeping an eye on...
Oh, 43.4, that's a great improvement up to 5th place.
Keeping an eye on the McLaren of Pretzel, as you've named him, as he's coming through the old section of the city, the towards the
We'll
end
jump
of the
on
middle
board with
sector.
Pretzel now. Cutting it very
Bouncing
close to the wall
across.
there.
So you've got a bit of air as he bounced across the curb of turn 15.
I think we've got some great turning in this car.
Looks very planted as well. Shame he's not close enough to the hash just in front.
Just for a bit of tow, yeah, it would have been nice.
Only a slight improvement of 0.009, so 0.009 improvement on his lap. So
We've got Triz, I think he's out a lap and he's 0.2 up.
yeah, he's got a bit of a tow from a Haas in front, so that's going to give him a bit of a help.
Oh, the closing speed he's coming in at, Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
42.5.
0.2 improvement.
Oh, I think David's just messed up his lap there. Didn't realise that he was the Haas, as he was just going onto a lap. I think this will now be another outlap for David.
Stomp out of turn 2, I think, looking at the track map. Gone straight on at the runoff.
Ghost Rider and the Ferrari letting a few people through. Not many people on an actual lap right now.
No, especially those that can qualify. Obviously, those that can't either have retired or stayed in the garage all session.
See that Choir Boy's coming out for an outlap on his mediums now.
Shall we put a bit of added pressure on him and just watch him on an entire lap?
I mean, you don't have to tell me twice.
No pressure, Simon.
Definitely the Sergio Perez of the Red Bulls. Here we go as Baby Hornet starts his lap on the mediums. I mean, that's a good shout. We could say it's going to be a moist race now. Simon does love that.
He's not using any ERS, so I don't think he is on a lap because he's not using any because his
he's flashing.
Light on the car's flashing, so he's not using any ERS at all.
Is he just trying to show off and see if he can do a fast lap with no ERS?
Probably.
Can't ever do a fast lap with ERS.
Just going to follow David as he's just gone round turn 2 on a flying lap.
Yeah, let's go join up with David to see. Oh, Prezzo was retired.
I think that's in the pit lane because he's obviously done in thinks he's done enough.
Triz is also calling it a day. He's going to sit in the pits and watch, see if David can beat his time. He's up by almost 2 tenths.
Yeah, just under 2 tenths.
I mean, the Haas does look pretty good around here, keeping it nice and close to the walls.
To get ahead of Triz, he needs to improve his lap by about 4 tenths to jump.
He's got a bit of traffic coming up as well. He's cleared the Ferrari. Looks like he's going to be catching up to, I think that's going to be an Alpine.
I think the Alpine's a bit too far down the road, so it won't affect him too much.
Hopefully not taking too much of the curb there, because you can get yourself a bit stuck on there. Let's see what he's going to put in. It's going to be close, I think.
Flaps open. Straight run.
Good flap. Oh! Must have lost a bit of time.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he's got enough fuel in for another run, but I think that will be it.
For, yeah, most runners now, so at least he's jumped onto the front rowers, David, so...
I think we just got Hurty and Spivey, then the two out on laps now.
Sambal as well is on a lap, but he's going to be dropping 5 places because of a block during this session. Currently P7 is the Mercedes.
And we've got the Aston Martin apparently nearly 4 tenths up, coming onto the final straight. 4 tenths, I think we'll put him roughly where Sambal is now.
Sambal's 8 tenths up on his lap, so he's really going to jump up quite a few places here.
Ooh, puts the Aston Martins together in 5th and 6th. We'll go on board with Sambal.
He was 8 tenths up coming out of the second sector.
This Baby Hornet puts in 8th place.
Sambal goes P4 on a 42.9, but that'll drop him down to P9 because of
Spivey is our last guy. He's 9 tenths up. Big jump up to 6. And that is tonight's grid, all set for 26 laps of carnage. I mean, racing. So we have Triz taking pole in the Alpine, closest they're ever going to get to a pole this season, followed by David in the Haas, Pretzel in the McLaren, Sambal with its 5-place penalty will be down in 9th. Ghost Rider, Spivey, Mutz Nuts, Flix Hurty, Biff and Baby Hornet round out the top 10. Adamski, Chris Sloan, Geke Matthew, Jamer and Lost Infinity are the rest of the leading pack of set times. Lost Infinity didn't. We've got J Sarge, Chaos Druids, Devil Rejected, Monster and Airways that didn't set times at the back. They can all fight for the last to first challenge.
Well, if his pace is anything to go by on Monday, I think out of the 3 of them, I think the only one capable of doing it would probably be Sarge.
I mean, that's usually the safe bet if you're going to bet on something like that.
Yeah. Now we've got a 2-minute interval now, is it?
Are we doing 2 minutes? Are we doing 5 minutes? I haven't got a clue.
I ain't got a clue, because it was 5 to begin with, and...
yeah, we ran over a little bit. Go.
But it just reminded me of something. Monster had a quali ban on Monday, started 20th, and finished in the points. So he's another one that could probably finish quite high up.
I mean, it's just one of those races. I reckon if you finish the race, you're probably going to finish in the points.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a rate of attrition, Baku, for some strange reason. You got to be smarter with your racing.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks where just keeping it clean, you don't even have to be very fast as long as you can keep it out of those walls.
Yeah.
Most of the
that's
time, you're guaranteed points.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't qualify on Monday. I could have if I wanted to, but I thought, no, I'll save tyres, start near the back. And I actually purposely had the worst start I'll probably have, just so I could slot in behind Monster and then see if any carnage happened into turn one. Sadly, not a lot happened until halfway into the lap when the other Aston Martin DNF, not saying his name.
Well, here we go, I'm guessing. Somebody must have clicked the button.
Looks that way.
I think somebody was still sat on the grid, but looks like everybody's got going now. And we see the sea of mediums. Hards for Sambal and Sauce for Jamer and Lost Infinity.
I think the safer bet is starting on the medium tyres because it opens up that strategy. Because if an early safety car comes out, you could about 5 or 6 laps in, you could put the hards on. So at least it opens up the strategy a bit more than what you probably would have if you started on the hards or the softs.
I think the mediums are always just the safer option. They're easier to warm up, and I feel like they're a bit better grip-wise, especially when you've got the heavy fuel load on the car.
Yeah, and the tyre drop off of the soft tyres is relatively quick.
Especially with how much wheel spin you're going to get. Those back tyres cook themselves quick.
It's probably, well, definitely the hardest track to control your rear tyre wear because you get so much round here compared to other tracks.
Yeah, it's an absolute nightmare for tyre wear on the rears. Pretty quick outlap though for Triz, not messing about.
Not hanging around. And Davies decided to go with him.
Then we got a Pretzel giving them the good old. Oh, it's not Pretzel. It's the gap between Pretzel and Ghost Rider. They got the good old Carl Eden's gap.
Yeah, I can't do that now.
I know, you're the reason there's a rule for it.
Well, the rules always been there. It was just never implemented into the league when I was doing it. The rules always been there in real life. I just seen a loophole in the league because it wasn't implemented.
If we're talking about implementing rules, what's your opinion on the 20-second Alonso penalty?
Harsh.
Harsh. That was a big breath, that.
Harsh. Harsh in my opinion. A few people missing the grid places, so obviously they're not very good at parking cars.
Jump on board with David. And there's a good old lobby glitch as always. There we go.
Finally got going.
Ooh, a little bit of a squeeze into turn one. Lots of people running wide.
Ooh. Almost at about 4 cars wide towards the back end of the grid, and again into turn. Oh, it's messed down at turn 2. You got people going down the runoff and vice versa towards the back.
Looks like everybody is still going now, which is unusual. Oh, as Ghost Rider almost misses turn 3. And there goes David straight onto turn 4.
There's car round at the back. A few cars missing the break points early on in the race.
We'll jump on board with this lead battle for the moment.
Yeah, the two at the front at the moment, Triz and Pretzel, really opening the gap to Ghost Rider in third as Biff's gone.
Oh, there we go, safety car. I feel like for this track I should have bought like a notebook of safety car talk.
Normally I'm the one for that, but I haven't done it this time. I forgot.
However,
but then again,
I
don't need it, do I? If you think about it.
I think we started a good safety car topic anyway before this safety car came out with the Alonso penalty. So, I was doing my usual. I was listening to a good podcast from the F1 channel earlier about the penalty being described by Jolyon Palmer of all people.
Oh dear.
And obviously they brought up the lap data of Alonso.
Yeah.
Using a different approach to turn 6. But like
when I seen it come up, because obviously I missed the race live, so I watched it later on, and obviously I seen the penalty, and when I seen the incident, I was like, hold on, there was no contact or anything, so I had to go on the F1 app and have a look at why the stewards had given 20 seconds. The reason why it was 20 seconds is because they were going to give him a drive-through, but because it was the last lap of the race, the drive-through then becomes 20 seconds, because that's about how much you lose when you're driving through the pit lane. So for and then he got the 3 license points as well.
The reference points that like they gave in this in the podcast was like a comparison to Alonso versus Hamilton in the Abu Dhabi race at the end of last year.
Oh right.
Approaching, is it turn 3 or 4? The hairpin in sector 1 now.
Yeah.
Obviously, where he like comes out the pits and like lifts off a bit earlier to try and get Hamilton to pass him for DRS. Yeah. Similar sort of incident, no penalty points. Literally the same sort of approach where he's lifted off early and braked.
Yeah.
So, obviously, it's just
Mind
the opinion
you,
that
he did say that he was trying to get a better exit out of the corner, but he'd done it earlier than he was going to, so he had lifted off, braked, put the accelerator on again, and then he lifted off and braked again. He did it twice from a bit of footage that I seen, but it shows that these cars cannot race close.
Yeah.
If they get too close because of the ground effect, it just unsettles the car.
I mean, it also doesn't help that Mercedes is unstable as anything anyway.
Yeah. So, the regulations that they brought in as of 2022, when the regs changed, to bring the racing closer, these current versions of the cars can't race close because of the ground effect, because any slight little bit of dirty air, it'll unsettle the car.
Which is bizarre, especially since
it doesn't help with the size and the weight of these cars as well. I reckon, and this is just my opinion, if they made them smaller again and lighter, a bit like the F2 cars, we'll probably get a bit more better racing, because the F2 cars had quite a strong race in Australia.
It's just a bit of a bizarre one. Like they've said, it's almost like they've penalised the outcome of what he did rather than what he actually did, because it wasn't dangerous driving, because Russell had like still half a second to Alonso when the incident happened. Bizarre.
Mind you, the stewards are inconsistent anyway when it comes to real life F1.
Well, at least everybody, I'm quite surprised Lost Infinity hasn't got rid of those softs under the safety car. Would have been a nice time to just drop them off, put some mediums on.
Yeah, you would have thought so, because with the performance drop off, and at least then he's got the mandatory tyre stop out of the way as well. He's used 2 different compounds, so you don't have to worry about that then. Well, that's a famous part of the track. I wonder what driver shunted it there.
I wonder. Oh, the even better one than that was Ricciardo missing his brakes and sending it down that escape road and then reversing it into a car. That was another good one.
We've had quite a few mishaps. I mean, Remember when Grosjean lost it under safety car at this point of the track as well?
Ericsson hit me.
Quite a few bizarre incidents. I mean, just to say a few quickly before the safety car comes in, obviously you had the supposed brake check between Hamilton and Vettel, which then Vettel sideswiped Hamilton. You had the Red Bulls coming together at turn 1, just for a few incidents that has happened here.
I know we've got Mark Dennison referencing some fast. It could be anything. Not sure what driver would just go, I am stupid. I am stupid.
Do you think he's talking about himself?
I mean, possibly.
I mean, speaking of people, I wonder where Triz is going to go on his restart. He's decided to go now.
It's quite an early restart.
Pretzel kept with him and Ghost Rider kept there as well.
See if we see anything happening into turn 1. Looks pretty clean so far.
Yep. Few position changes during that, but I don't know. As Gekke's
turn 2 is usually the problem child.
Turn 1. Everyone's made it through turn 2 relatively tidy.
You can't just not race Simba so you don't have an I'm stupid moment. You got to do it. Get yourself on track. I do it even in time trial.
That's the best time to do it. No damage. Or in a practice session on a Thursday or in a Sunday.
For me, it always seems to happen to me when I've actually improved on a lap and I'll get somewhere near to actually posting a half decent time.
Oh, Lost Infinity's gone at turn 7.
And another safety car.
Outbroke himself and went straight on into the wall at turn 7.
This rate, I think these guys can probably finish this race on these mediums.
The problem is, they've got to stop because of that silly 2 tyre compound rule, which I think, in my opinion, is a bit silly.
Well, it must be a really bad day for the Alfa Romeo team because they're both out.
I can already hear the kettle being turned on in the Alfa Romeo hospitality. What's it Bottas says with a coffee or cappuccino or whatever in his hand? Traditions?
Does love a good coffee.
He does. Speaking of Bottas, rolling back the years with a moustache and a mullet.
Well, it's basically Australia now.
Monsters deciding to pit.
I tell you what though, it is quite good to see like a more happy side of Bottas rather than
oh yeah, you can definitely tell he's having fun now compared to when he was at Mercedes.
He's almost become the Kimi Raikkonen of F1 now with his Alfa Romeo antics.
Only with a bit more what's the word I'm thinking of, because Kimi was very like Dorset tone, null.
I think Kimi was funny when he wasn't even trying to be, whereas I think Bottas is actually just trying to have some fun now.
Yeah.
Also seen that Vettel's taken up a bit of racing again, testing one of the endurance cars.
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
I don't know, might see him in the Red Bull seat, you know, with all these rumours that Max Verstappen's going to Mercedes.
Speaking of that, I think with the Ricciardo's performance lately in that
the RB
Williams, yeah, that Williams looking RB. I don't think he's going to get that back in that Red Bull team anytime soon now, with the performance he's been putting in. Yeah,
I mean, he's been out-raced and out-qualified by Yuki 3-0. Apart from those team orders, but that doesn't really count, so I'd definitely say qualifying 3-0, races 3-0. It's definitely not looking good for him to get near the Red Bull seat again.
So I think that was the reason for giving him that seat to begin with, was to try and help him back into that Red Bull team, which is what he was aiming for. But he ain't going to get that anytime soon, like I say.
Well, from what Christian Horner was saying, looks like they're now starting to eyeball a bit of Carlos Sainz to replace Perez.
Well, with the way Carlos Sainz has been performing, if he's not on the if he's not got a seat next season, then something's wrong. Very wrong.
Well, I mean, he's doing his utmost best to make Ferrari look a bit silly this season.
Well, Ferrari are making themselves look silly because the driver that they're keeping on for next season has been outscored by the person that's leaving, and Sainz is also outscoring and outracing the driver that's replacing him. But mind you, that Ferrari is so much better than the Mercedes at the moment.
Yeah, I think from the results from last year, I could see why they wanted to replace Sainz. But he's come out of the box this year and is just doing everything he can to embarrass Leclerc and Ferrari.
I tend to feel that Sainz is the more balanced, complete performer, whereas Leclerc seems to put it all in qualifying and then just comes undone in the races.
Yeah, he's almost like a Mr. Saturday, like the Williams George Russell.
Yeah.
There again, he seems to crash under pressure quite a lot at the minute, to be fair. Speaking of
that, all of Sainz's 3 race wins, Silverstone, Singapore and Australia, what's the other reoccurring thing that's happened on those
George
3
Russell's
races?
crashed in every single race.
He's crashed out in every single one.
Just
so
seeing,
if George Russell crashes out, put your money on Sainz winning.
Just seeing, I think it was Devil Reject to get a 5-place penalty. I'm not quite sure what that was for.
Probably hitting the car in front or something under the safety car. That does tend to happen. Especially when cars back off to try and get a bit of heat in the tyres.
Yeah.
Especially for when the restart's going to happen, which we're going to have now.
Triz and Pretzel getting some last minute weaving in.
If I were Triz, I would probably go at a different point, but it's a bit difficult with it being on a straight. Because you don't want to... You want to keep Pretzel from guessing, but you don't want to leave it go too early and allow him to get the slipstream and run towards turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, the first couple of restarts that we had in the comp tier were quite far down the straight, to be fair, pretty much almost at the start finish line. I think he's gone fairly early again.
Yeah. Pretzel not close enough. There's a few people looking, and
the second McLaren looking a bit unstable through turn 1 there.
Only driver to gain a position off that start was Devil Rejected, as Adamski's making moves up into 5th. The Aston Martin side by side.
Is he going to go for a move
well.
up the inside? Oh, it's getting so close between these two for first.
Oh, we have a new race leader. Oh, no, we don't. There. Ooh.
Oh, that was almost the wall there for Pretzel.
Yeah. Fine margins here in street circuits.
And these guys are pushing the limits here.
How much do you... Oh, he's almost...
I think that was a bit of contact there.
Yeah, looked like it. Unsettled the Alpine in front. He's right on the diffuser, so close, which is a problem, because if Triz has a mistake, he's going to take the McLaren with him.
It's one of those things you got to try and stay close enough to have the opportunity, but not too close where you're going to start losing downforce and not quite have enough time to react.
Yeah, you don't...
I do think he's going to try and make a move down into turn 1 though.
He is setting it up.
He's definitely looking a bit more
very close to the back of the car.
Racy and aggressive this lap.
I'm just going to go on board on the T-cam and have a look at how... Oh, he's clipped the wall on exit. No damage, though. Have a look at this close.
Oh, we got Chris Lowen out. VSC.
Virtual as... Oh, that is a late call by... Oh, he's at the back of the Alpine. That was a late call by the two leaders.
5-second penalty there for Triz. Not Triz, Prezzo.
On the way... Well, Triz had already slowed down for the pit lane. It was Pretzel, as Airways has gone as well. The McLaren carrying a bit more speed into the pit lane as the Alpine was, and which hit the back of him. So, not surprised the McLaren got the 5 seconds for that. But they both left it very late to go into the pit lane when the virtual came out.
I mean, I think it was about this point that quite a few people in the comp tier pitted. Oh, we're on to a full safety car now. I thought we were on the VSC.
We were, yeah, and then...
What's that? 3 safety cars by lap 8. Oh, boy, I love Baku. We've got another person out as well. We've got Airways out as well.
Yeah, Airways went as well. I don't know where though, because I didn't see on the track particularly where he went. But
I wonder if that's what's triggered the full safety car.
Probably, yeah. So that's 3 safety cars and a brief virtual. So would you count that as 3 or 4?
Yeah, we'll go with 3. 3 and 1 VSC.
Because it was very short, but then it like became a full safety car, as you say, which will probably Airways. I think I've seen Chaos Druid gain a place on Gecko, so something's gone off there.
Sure, if people have been passing under the safety cars, there'll be a report for that. I mean, I think like the biggest winner out of all this at the minute is probably Samval on those hards.
Yeah, because Baby Hornet's decided to pit now. Yeah, on the hard tyres, obviously can go much longer than those on the mediums, but with the safety cars that we've had at the moment, and not much as... Oh, Pretzel's back in again. So,
I wonder if he got some wing damage.
There. Probably. I mean, I don't think he can serve unless he's getting his 5 seconds out of the way, which is smart. Which is probably why he's gone back in to get rid of those 5 seconds from beforehand. So he's already served him and got him out of the way. So
I suppose that's one way of doing it.
Well, if you got 5 seconds and it's under a safety car, it's a no-brainer to serve it and get it out of the way.
Should still catch up to the safety car. Should be in this lap, I think.
Fingers crossed, so we can have a bit more racing. We
might actually get some racing. Who knows? That would be a miracle.
Probably. I mean, what is racing in Baku?
Burt Mylander at the front.
It's about all we get.
It is recently.
At least we get a week off after this.
You doing anything nice for your week off?
Don't know yet. I haven't got anything planned at the moment. This is going to be a late-ish. We've had later calls than that.
We'll go on board with the other McLaren to see if he's going to make a move into turn 1. I think he'd be a bit brave if he did.
Yeah, so Ghost Rider's going to decide when they get going.
Is he going to go a bit later, or is he going to go really like Triz?
He's gone.
Very early up the road.
Yeah.
Just caught Adamski napping a little bit.
The Aston Martin did make a position, but had to give the position back because he overtook before
The start finish.
the allotted line.
Ghost Rider will be pretty happy with that restart, I think, getting the 8 tenths.
Smooth restart.
We'll keep an eye on this battle a bit further down. It's like it's going to be like 3 abreast heading into turn 3. Oh, we'd let the Ferrari go. J Sarge up into 5th place. In this sort of tier, it's definitely not a man worth fighting.
I mean, it's very hard to fight him in expert at times.
Right on board with J Sarge as he's probably lining up a move on Sambal.
Got Fix behind him as well. Quite a few Gaggle cars behind the hard shot Mercedes of Sambal at the moment.
Maybe his
gets
tyres
a bit
just
out of shape.
quite up to temperature or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, Sarge, easy pickings. The Aston Martin behind had a look, but not quite as...
So a bit of a fight a bit further back between Chaos and Geke.
Yeah. Fix it as...
The Aston Martin's binned it. See, who's the next closest fight? J Mir on Devil Rejected.
Got always Baby Hornet and Triz have gone.
And another safety
At
car.
the chicane, the 18-19 chicane.
Is this going to be like tier 3 where we had 9 finishes? There's quite a few people in the pits, see what people have got onto. So we've got Sambal in for some fresh mediums. J Sarge on for some fresh mediums. Devil Rejected him for some fresh hards.
Fix it, speeding in pit lane.
It's just not worth doing under the safety car. You lose more time than you've gained. Mutt's not on for a fresh set of softs. That's a interesting choice.
Well, if we go off of how many safety cars we've had now, this is 4, so we're either...
I think the game only gives you one more. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, so we've got one more, so if the safety car comes out, if you got a set of hard tyres, you're pretty much laughing if you got a fresh set of hards free. But it depends when that safety car comes out, because I think you had all 5 safety cars before lap 14 in comp earlier, was it?
Pretty much.
Which is about near enough half distance.
It definitely needed about another 2 towards the end.
Oh, for you, definitely.
I reckon, I would like to think the likes of Ghost Rider and Adamski are going to pit. Because I'm sure that
so.
The pit window for mediums is 12 laps.
So they're about on the buffer anyway.
Yeah, especially for the fact that you can't really build a gap around here at the minute, because every time they go racing there's another safety car.
Yep, Ferrari's in, and so's the McLaren. And Spivey follows in as well, so there's Jamer, so there's David, so Pretzel inherits the lead. Monster second.
To come from where he was back into being in the lead.
Loses the back end a little bit out of turn 1. Collected it though. We're saying earlier about with the tyres and that. 2021 We had 2 tyre blowouts in that race with Max and Stroll in that one.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty interesting race. I think it was one of those where Pirelli had to step in and have a look at the degradation issues of the tyres.
It was also that magic button moment as well.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a race full of action and shock moments.
Obviously, my favourite moment of that race was Vettel's podium in the Aston Martin. I had a smile as wide as a Cheshire cat when that happened.
Oh, I'll have a smile as well as a Cheshire cat when we actually can watch some laps of racing.
Monster currently sat P2 has a very good comment in the YouTube chat. He's running second, but it's a shame he's got to use 3 compounds. Very true, but if you're doing that, you might as well would have changed tyres in every safety car window.
Yeah, you could have changed it pretty much every safety car. I'd have used all 4 by now. Might as well do a couple of stints on some wets or something like that.
Well, it wouldn't have hurt, especially behind safety car.
Enough people do it in qualifying to lay down a bit of rubber, so why not now?
Most famous of all, Ant.
The tyre whisperer.
Up to now, he's only used mediums and hards, so he's still got the softs to run.
That's it. Do a naughty little soft stint at the end.
Hopefully, if it does give us one more safety car, hopefully
it's around lap 18-ish, you know.
Something like that.
That'd be a good segue for a set of softs.
Mind you, the pace drop-off would still come quite quickly. To be honest, the Williams suits Monster.
I mean, I like the Williams. It's going to be sad to see the steering wheel dash go at the start of the new game.
Apparently that drove a few people mad.
Don't know why.
Each to their own, I guess.
Some people just saw it as like a bit of like the end of an era because of like the old style F1 cars that all always had the dash mounted screens.
Yeah. In a way, it made the Williams unique, having the screen not on the wheel.
I also just think it's because they didn't have the money and resources to move it, but...
Well, they still ain't got the money and resources and have moved it.
Well, they kind of messed themselves around over the window, didn't they?
It shows they ain't got the money and resources because they only ran 1 car at the weekend because one got shunted and they didn't have a spare chassis.
I can't believe they still don't have a spare chassis for the next race. They've deemed it repairable, so they sent Albon's car back for repairs, and that'll be the same chassis he uses for the next race.
Wow. See how he gets on with that. And speaking of, see where Pretzel's going to go.
Monster, I was going to say, Monster taking the lead. I'm pretty sure he wasn't in the lead just.
Pretzel seems to be glitching about a bit.
I was going to say, he was almost on the wall then.
Yeah, I think Monster was just trying to be cautious that it didn't hit him, and it's back the pack up a little bit.
Right, let's see how many corners it takes J Sarge to take the lead now.
He's behind Ghost Rider at the moment. In the other Ferrari who's lining up Monster. Mind you, he's on the outside, so it's going to be us. Monster decides to play the safe option and let him through.
I mean, it's always the safe option to just back out of a corner, especially through these 90-degree
nearly
corners.
into the wall goes Ghost Rider. I wonder if he hit it. They're very close.
We'll go back and ride on board with the Ferrari
no
sandwich.
No damage on that Ferrari, so he just about kept it out the wall.
Oh, I thought Monster was going to have a little sneaky look up the inside then.
He's shown a little bit of his hand, but not all of it.
J Sarge just having to show a little bit of patience. Definitely sat there ready to pounce.
It's allowed the McLaren of Pretzel to pull away by near enough 2.5 seconds.
I mean, he'd be looking in his mirrors thinking, where's everyone gone?
Oh, he's hit the wall out of turn 15. But he's still got the end plates intact.
See if there's much of a straight line speed difference between J Sarge and Monster, because he's already closing down before they even got to the straight.
Yeah, it depends on ERS usage as well. As Sarge is pulling to the inside. Mind you, Monster's going to be getting a toe off of the other Ferrari in front.
Obviously Ghost Rider not feeling like helping his teammate, but through goes J Sarge.
He just clipped the wall and exit, which has allowed Sarge to go through. Minute of taps on the wall on exit of turn 1 for Ghost Rider. Still no visible damage.
Samball's looking to make a move.
Yeah, he's made it stick. Got the car stopped before hitting the wall, so that's a slam dunk clean move.
And J Sarge already eaten to that 2.5 second lead for Prezzo.
Monster's coming under attack from Adamski now in the second McLaren.
Yeah, Monster's gone from attacking to being vulnerable pretty much in every sector of the track.
Mind you, the Ghost Rider being a bit of a cork in the bottle with all these cars that are coming up behind him. As I think Monster's played safe and allowed a couple of the cars through.
Is J-Mo going to look around the outside?
Survive.
Here we go. This is trainer cars is just slowly building now.
Yeah, Sambal got a bit out of shape of 15, which allowed Adamski to go through.
Now 4.5 seconds between J Sarge and Ghost Rider.
He's gapped a bit from Adamski on the straight. Sarge 45.3 as Sambal
making the move on
the place back on Adamski.
He's making moves now in that Mercedes
as well.
About time.
So he took 16 laps at least. As Adamski having a look back into turn 2, that's bold, especially how tight the corner is.
Yeah, it's definitely brave making it a bit of a look up at any of these 90-degree corners. I think Monster's having a bit of a look as well.
Yeah, well, Sarge is currently now in the lead. He's got Plaster McLaren.
I mean, everybody knew that was going to happen.
Oh yeah. 4-place demotion for him as well, as we got an Alpine that got out of shape as Spivey.
Ghost Rider's doing well to hold on to his position.
Yeah, got a handful of cars behind him.
I think this
Sambal
will be
looking very racy though behind him.
Yeah, this is definitely be the last lap of Ghost Rider's cork in the bottle moment, especially with the DRS train behind him.
Yeah. I mean, Adamski could even, if he waits, he could even get a double toe off of both Sambal and Ghost Rider towards turn 1.
I mean, the tyre age is pretty similar, but Ghost Rider's hards versus the 5-lap old mediums on Sambal's car. Definitely going to be a bit of a grip difference as well.
Monster on 11-lap hards, but as he says, he's only used the mediums and the hards at the moment. He still has to use the soft tyre. See if Sambal gets a run towards turn 1.
There he gets the toe. There goes the rear wing.
Pulls to the outside.
Guessing Ghost Rider's dumping a bit of ERS to try and save his position. Couldn't quite hold on. This isn't going to help Sambal down the next straight, but I suppose Ghost Rider will be under a bit of attack from Adamski.
Monster keeping company as well on those older hard tyres. About 6-7 laps more usage on those compared to those in front of him.
I mean, you've got to give it credit to these guys, especially running this close on this track.
Been relatively clean, which is good to see. Oh, as Ghost Rider's in the wall on the exit of 7, he's outbroke himself.
We spoke too soon, didn't we?
Yes.
Is
no
it going to be
safety car though? No safety car, so I'm guessing they've all been used up.
It was going to happen sooner or later. I suppose we are approaching the soft window as well, so that would have been a perfectly timed safety car then.
Yep.
Unfortunately, anybody who wants to pit from here is now going to lose a boatload of time. So now we've got the next closest fight between Monster and Adamski, and a bit further down we've got David versus Flux Hurty.
You've also got Mutts Nuts and Jamer as well.
Monster's got the toe. His rear wing's open. Oh, nice and easy.
All done before the braking zone.
Mutts Nuts wasn't quite close enough for his move.
No.
Ooh, if you just ran on board with
David get a bit skittish out the corner.
Getting a bit racy with Hertz Rent-A-Car.
Adamski back ahead of Monster.
Definitely seems to be struggling on those tyres.
Yeah, he's got to pit again because he's got to use the soft tyre. As all the back end comes away from him a little bit. Out of turn 6. Obviously those rear tyres are not going to be the best at the moment.
We got Jamer catching Monster now.
Yeah, yellow flag at the castle section, but it was cleared rather quickly.
So we'll take a quick minute to look at the penalties that we got. I think the only one is Hertz Rent-A-Car with his 5 seconds. I think it was a speed in the pits.
Yep.
So
obviously, if the
the only penalty we've got.
Safety car came out for Ghost Rider, it would have been a slam dunk for him to come in and serve it.
We got Mutts Nuts looking to make a move. Rear wing open, nice and easy.
He's through, way before the brake zone. So that's the Aston Martin ahead of the Haas. Wonder how those soft tyres are feeling though. 8 laps old, those soft tyres.
I think he's going to have to pit again soon. Monster with 14 laps on those hards now, definitely going to be feeling the age.
Mind you, he's keeping Adamski and Sambal close for company. As looks like Adamski got a bit skittish out of turn 6.
Yeah, we've got Sambal's the new cork in the bottle. Absolute DRS train behind him.
There's not many places to overtake, to be fair, so it's no surprise that cars are being stuck behind people.
Yeah, usual ones, turn 1, turn 3.
I think that's about really it.
Depends how brave you want to be.
Oh yeah. How much do you want to gamble? Do you want to gamble your front wing?
Not usually.
I wouldn't.
J Sarge up front, just cruising away.
Oh,
that was Monster on the
gone.
wall.
That was huge.
Yeah, I'd definitely say we're out of safety cars.
Yeah, if that's definitely not brought a safety car out. My guess is
Nothing will.
no. Probably too much oversteer out the corner and hit the wall on exit. It was a heavy impact as well because you're seeing bits of suspension in the air and carbon fibre.
Carbon fibre.
Monster wanted to go out in a spectacular fashion.
Well, it looks like nobody's itching to pit, which is interesting. Mutts, Nuts and Spivey must be feeling a bit twitchy on those old softs.
Yeah, they've been going a fair bit on those tyres.
We've got Prezzo, it's the person with the oldest tyres, 11 laps on those mediums. I suppose all the fighting behind has kind of helped him pull out that 8-second gap to Sambal.
Yeah, Sambal keeping it smooth and tidy. As Adamski again getting the car a bit skittish on power. Seems to get on the power a bit too early and the back end decided to get a bit unstable, which is allowing Sambal to gap him and then obviously closes in, gets a bit on the power too early, loses the back again, which loses him a bit. As Sarge is deciding to pit.
I mean, to be fair, you've got to admit, sometimes the traction zones around the airfield just like absolute ice.
Oh, definitely, especially when the tyres are at that stage. Obviously, the
yellow flags. I'm not sure what that's for. I think it was an Aston Martin. Is that?
That's down towards 16, 17, and 18.
So that's
Aston Martin.
Hertz Rent-A-Car. Adamski in the pits.
He's gone for the soft tyres. It's quite spread out now. No one within DRS of another driver. Everyone outside of a second or two or even more.
Just going to watch this gap fall down between Prezzo and J Sarge.
Oh, Monster says it ripped off the rear wheel on impact to the wall. So it was a rear wheel he got taken off.
See, the Ghost says he's ordering a new set of pedals. I mean, I'll have a set as well if you're just ordering them. You reckon Prezzo's going to push it to the end? I mean, he's already on 12 lap all mediums, so I reckon it'll be a bit of a stretch.
Well, he hasn't really got to worry about Sarge, really, because obviously with Sarge's demotion, is actually David's going to be having a look at Sambo. He's right up the back end of the Mercedes.
Right up his chuff.
DRS. Yeah, as Connor would say. We'll have the DRS flap open soon enough on that Haas, and it is. Not close enough though, so my guess is he's running a bit higher aero than the Mercedes.
I mean, I think he'll be having another look into turn 3.
Oh, he may be even
great run out of turn
2.
Prezzo's lost a lot more time than I thought in his for his pit stop, down to 8th place.
I don't think he needed to pit though.
I'm not quite sure what the lifespan of those mediums were, but for 12 laps they must be starting to feel a bit icy.
So that puts David in the net winning position, who's looking rather comfortable on those hard tyres that will definitely get to the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sambal's going to be going through a bit of a graining phase at the moment with those mediums, which ain't going to help him, and he'll soon be under attack by the other Haas eventually of Jay Moore, who actually had a good showing in comp earlier, if I'm not mistaken, winning on the road.
He won the race.
So he's got a bit of positivity running through him at the moment.
I mean, you had to be in the right place at the right time, didn't you? Especially with everybody falling off the track left, right and centre. Chaos Druid's retired.
Gone. That's at turn 7 as well. Another turn 7 victim. So we're down to 11 finishers now. We're equal to elite.
We're almost at the comp tier level, which was 9. Prezzo's up to 6th now, just getting past Spivey.
On those fresh soft tyres, whereas Spivey's 10 laps old. And then further up the road, which is Mutt's Nuts, is 12 laps old now.
I definitely think it's time for a bit of hammer time for Prezzo.
Oh, definitely. I mean, trying to look at the drivers and that, I think he's currently, while he's behind Mutt's Nuts, I think he's 4th at the moment. But then no, Sarge will drop to 5th, so Pretzel will stay 6th, so... But then again,
definitely has to catch Mutt's.
I think you got Jamer's demotion as well, because I think he's comp tier, isn't he, originally?
I'll have a quick look. I think Jamer is comp tier.
As the McLaren's all over the back of the Aston Martin now of Mutt's Nuts. About 11 laps difference in tyre wear. So he's going to have so much more grip on the Aston Martin as he makes the move round at turn 14 or 13, one of the two. I think it was 13, 14 the move was done.
I know, Jamer is sports here apparently, I've been told by Chaos Druid.
Fair enough, so... But he will move up to P4 because he's made the move for P5, so that'll put him ahead of Sarge after his demotion.
Toto Prezzo is absolutely flying on those fresh shafts, up to 5th place now, past Mutt's Nuts. Time to chase down Jamer.
He's him by a fair bit. You got Adamski on fresh softs in P11. Just about to have a run on Geke for the final points position.
Yeah, I don't think Geke's going to be able to hold off the fresh softs that Adamski's got there.
No. DRS open. Gets along the back end of the AlphaTauri, moves to the inside. Clean as you like with those grippy soft tyres.
Tell you what, there's some people braving out 12 or 13 laps on some softs out here. They must feel absolutely awful now.
As Pretzel's right on the back of Jamer now on those hard tyres. He's absolutely flying.
He's definitely got some good pace now. See how much more. Oh, he's hit him!
He's hit the back of the Haas. He had so much grip and speed that he must have had too much and pushed the Haas round.
That's definitely going to be one for the
stewards. Yeah, that'll be definitely in the stewards. Which, if I'm not mistaken, Simon has said because of his early flight will not be looked at until tomorrow.
Always something with that prima donna.
So there'll be no stewarding tonight, and it'll be all done tomorrow. He's got Pretzel's got about 5.4 seconds to Sambal up the road, so Sambal may be safe from an attack with us being on lap 25 or 26.
Yeah, right on board with Jamer, but the only person in DRS range, but for some reason he didn't get it.
Devil Rejected right on the back of the Haas.
Old Hards versus Old Hards. Just going to be a straight fight between these two now.
Just a lap difference between them. I think most of the drivers now are looking at it. It's lap 25 or 26, so I might as well just take no risks and just make sure I get the car to the end.
Yeah, it's probably the safe bet, especially for the people on the 40-lap-old mediums there. For Sambal, they must feel awful. The Mutts, Nuts and Spivey out there and old softs, they must feel terrible
Pretzel,
now.
I think, is going to have an attack on Sambal on this last lap because he's 1.2 behind.
Right on board
coming
with the
towards
McLaren.
the end of the lap, the end of the second sector.
Yeah, he's got himself in the DRS.
He's got within a second already.
Just showing the absolute grip advantage that he's got.
It's going to be like taking candy from a baby if he can get close enough, as he's in the toe of the Mercedes. Rear wing open. The overspeed carrying him along. He's flashing, so he's got nothing left.
That Mercedes must be running some super low wings.
Yeah, he's got better traction out the corner, inside. Oh, brave by Sambal to hold it round the outside, but Pretzel's going to have the position with the DRS, but that Mercedes is super quick in a straight line.
Guessing Sambal must have some ERS left.
Unfortunately,
don't think he can hold on any longer.
Kept it out. No, the McLaren's through.
J Sarge has got a 22.5-second lead.
Who?
Oh, somebody's been it. I think that was Sambal in the wall.
Yeah. He's lost an M plate. He's got going. He's just got a handful of corners to go, so it's not like he's always struggling to get that car slowed down. He's just got this lap to go to get to the end.
Here's our winner. Get ready to cross the start-finish line.
Yeah.
So J Sarge takes the win.
Track.
But I suppose the official sport tier win goes to David after J Sarge's demotion.
Yeah, it will. Sarge will drop to 5th, so that'll promote David, Pretzel, Sambal and Mutts Nuts.
Here we go for the sport tier win. Is David in the Haas. Here comes Pretzel. He did his best to do a last-minute charge. Comes home in 3rd on the track. Sambal holding off.
He's made a bit of a mistake. He's dropped off a bit because it's allowed Jamer to get P5.
Yeah, it was unlucky for Sambal in his spin, but there goes Sambal, Jamer.
I mean,
Mutts,
fair play to Mutts
rejected.
Nuts getting those softs to the end. 16 laps on those softs. That is a strong showing, trying to get those to the end.
Flex 30 comes on with his 5 seconds, which means Adamski takes 8th, Geke Matthews in 10th.
And then we've got Spivey to round off the finishers in 11th when he crosses the line. And again, Spivey, 14 lap on those soft tyres, taking them quite a distance.
They must feel awful.
Oh, I'd hate to be on those.
Well, that is the end of tonight's carnage here in Azerbaijan. As J Sarge gets driver of the day. Oh, I suppose he did do his last to first.
You said in the YouTube chat, I take P7 with starting from the back. That's not a bad showing from Devil Rejected, starting from the back and getting P7.
Yeah, it's definitely a great showing. Like we said at the start, it's just got to keep your nose clean, keep out of the wall, and you stood a pretty good chance of getting some points today.
Always helps to be on your own at this track. Don't want to be near anyone. I mean, Sarge definitely didn't have that problem.
Yeah, he never does. And we'll just run through the finishing order one more time, even though we're at half the field finished. We've got J Sarge taking the win, followed by David. Prezzo taking the last spot on the podium. Samble in 4th. J Mur 5th. Mutsnut 6th. Devil Rejected 7th. Adamski in 8th. Flex Hurty in 9th. Geke Matthews rounds out the top 10. And Spivey was the last of our finishers in 11th. Chaos Druid 12th. Monster in 13th. Ghost Rider 14th. Baby Hornet 15th. Triz 16th, Airway 17th, Chris Lone 18th, Lost Infinity 19th, and Bith is in 20th. Well, what a race.
Yeah, it took a while to get going after all those safety cars decided to not show up anymore.
Yeah. After 4 safety cars to the VSC by lap 14, I think the game had kind of given up on us.
Relatively clean though, which is nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen worse races.
I think we've seen plenty of worse races with our longevity has been in this league.
Too long.
Seen it all, got the t-shirt.
Right, that is it for us tonight here in Azerbaijan for the sports here, and I think we're back next. Are we back next week, or is there's a week gap?
No, not next week. It's the week after, because the first race of X, which is on Friday, won't be until I think the 5th of April.
Well, nice little fortnight gap then. Happy Easter, everybody, and good night.